faith allows us to face reality without surrendering to it. Let me say it again. Faith allows us to face reality without surrendering to it. Now, let's listen to what Paul has to say in Romans 4, verses 18 and 19. He says, even when there was no reason for hope, Abraham kept hoping, believing that he would become the father of many nations, for God had said to him, that's how many descendants you will have. And Abraham's faith did not weaken, even though at about 100 years of age, he figured his body was as good as dead, and so was Sarah's womb. Paul doesn't sugarcoat it, does he? He doesn't try to clean it up and make it look all nice and tidy. He doesn't romanticize what Abraham is facing. He puts it plain and simple. This is the reality of what is. There's no reason here for hope. Not even a little, right? There's no reason. Abraham was almost 100 years old. His body was as good as dead. Sarah's womb has been barren. And Paul wants us to understand the reality of their circumstances, because that helps us to understand how faith ties in to our everyday life. Abraham's faith, it says, in the midst of these impossible circumstances, did not weaken, even though he figured there was no possible way. He figured it out. He calculated it. He faced the fact. Faith did not require him to pretend that he was 30 years old. It didn't require Sarah to deny the mirror. Faith did not ask them to ignore the evidence that they were faced with. Because faith isn't denial. That's the easy way out. That's what a lot of folks who don't want to live in the realm of both the physical and the spiritual have to say about faith. Oh, you're just denying reality. No. Faith ties us directly to the God who has created both realms, the reality of both the physical and the spiritual, and who is Lord of Lords and King of Kings over all of it. And faith says that I am his child, and that he is aware of me, and that he has control over all things. Faith isn't pretending that the winter bush has blueberries on it. It's recognizing what is yet to come. Genesis 17 helps us to understand this even a little bit more. It says in verses 17 through 18, then Abraham bowed down to the ground, but he laughed to himself in disbelief. You see the reality of what he's facing here? How could I become a father at the age of 100, he thought. And how can Sarah have a baby when she's 90 years old? So Abraham said to God, may Ishmael live under your special blessing. That reality touches, I think, at least for me, where I have often been in my faith journey. I know what you say, God, but then I look at reality. Have you ever been there? I know what you say about me, but I know the thoughts that still come into here.